All right, so everyone get ready, because today we are going deep on this Sirius XM Q4 2024 earnings call.
Yeah, these results are hot off the presses, and
We have a lot to dig into.
absolutely, we're going to break down what it all means.
Yeah, what's the big picture here?
Well, first of all, Sirius XM beat their own revenue projections.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they hit their targets for adjusted EBITDA and free cash flow.
Pretty impressive.
These are the kind of numbers that investors like to see.
Definitely, especially with all the ups and downs in audio entertainment these days.
Yeah, so how is Sirius XM staying ahead of the game?
That's what I want to know. What's their strategy?
Well, it's an interesting balance between old and new.
Okay.
They're not abandoning their core automotive segment, which is still huge for them.
All right, that's their bread and butter.
But at the same time, they're going all in on streaming and podcasts.
Yeah, it's like they're realizing that people want to listen everywhere, not just in their cars anymore.
Exactly. They want to take that Sirius XM experience with them.
And that's where streaming comes in.
Right? Streaming lets them break free from those limitations of satellite radio.
So they're not just a satellite radio company anymore.
Not at all. They're becoming this multi-platform audio giant.
That's a bold move.
Yeah.
But are people actually subscribing?
Let's look at the numbers.
Okay.
In Q4, they added about 150,000 self-pay subscribers.
That doesn't sound like a lot.
It might not sound huge on its own,
Yeah.
but it brought their total for the year to a decrease of less than 300,000 subscribers.
Okay. A decrease.
Yeah.
Not usually a good sign.
It's all about context.
I see.
2023 was a rough year for Sirius XM when it came to subscribers.
Right.
This turnaround in the second half of 2024 shows they're starting to recover.
So they're gaining back some ground?
Exactly.
Why the change? Is it the streaming or something else?
It's a few things. Their new 3-year subscription program through car manufacturers is really gaining traction.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
And they're also changing up the subscriber experience.
How so?
They're adding a click to cancel feature.
Click to cancel. That's pretty unusual. Most companies make it hard to unsubscribe.
Right. But SiriusXM is betting that making it easier to cancel and giving more fallibility will lead to more loyalty in the long run.
Interesting. So they're saying, we're so good, you'll want to stay, even if it's easy to leave.
That's a good way to put it. And it seems to be working.
This is all great, but what about those Tesla and Rivian partnerships? Did those live up to the hype?
Oh, absolutely. Launching their service in Tesla and Rivian vehicles back in December,
Right.
using their new 360L technology and a streaming-only model,
Yeah.
instantly put them in over 2 million vehicles.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
Yeah.
So we've got subscriber growth, strategic partnerships, and a better customer experience. But what about the content?
Yes, content is king. And SiriusXM knows that.
I hope so.
They're still focusing on exclusive content, especially in sports and podcasts.
Give us the details.
Okay, so in sports, they've added some big-name commentators.
Oh, like who?
And they've got a partnership with the new TGL Golf League.
The one with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy?
That's the one. It's making waves in the golf world.
That's a smart move by SiriusXM.
Yeah, tap into that excitement and bring in those passionate fans.
What about music? Are they keeping those curated music channels that people love?
They are. They still have curated channels like John Mayer's Curated by Mood channel.
Nice. So they're giving listeners something unique that they can't find anywhere else.
That's the idea.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all about exclusivity and personalization.
You got it.
But even the best content needs a good business model to support it. How's their advertising revenue?
Their total ad revenue for 2024 was $1.8 billion.
Wow.
And their podcast network is a big part of that growth. It saw a 24% jump in Q4 alone.
It seems like everyone has a podcast these days. What's SiriusXM doing in that space?
They're strategically expanding their podcast network and signing deals with some major names.
Like who?
They've added the Unwell Network Mel Robbins, Stephanie Sue,
Okay.
sports commentator Katie Nolan, and even fantasy footballers.
Fantasy footballers. That's a huge audience.
They're smart to tap into that.
Definitely. So they're thinking outside the box with podcasts.
They see the power of podcasts to reach new audiences and make money from ads.
It sounds like they're doing well.
They are. But all this growth has to cost something, right?
Yeah. Are they just spending a ton of money?
Actually, they're focused on efficiency. They've already saved $200 million annually.
$200 million.
Seriously, they're serious about it. They're looking at everything from marketing to technology to their organization.
Wow. So they're streamlining without sacrificing quality.
Exactly. And their goal is to save another $200 million by the end of 2025.
Ambitious.
It is. But if they can do it, they'll be in a very strong position.
So they're being careful with their money, but also planning for the future.
Right. They're not just sitting back and relaxing.
And their 2025 guidance shows that.
Their projections are revenue of about $8.5 billion, adjusted EBITDA of $2.6 billion, and free cash flow of about $1.15 billion.
Those are some serious numbers.
It looks like they're setting themselves up for a strong year.
It does. They seem to be doing everything right to succeed in this audio world.
Yeah, they're making some big changes.
Before we go too far to the future, though, let's really break down what all this means.
Yeah, let's analyze it.
For Sirius XM and for all of you listening.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay.
What's really amazing is how Sirius XM is changing from a traditional satellite radio company
Right.
into a multi-platform audio powerhouse.
It's like they're taking notes from those streaming giants.
Exactly,
Okay.
but with their own audio focus.
Yeah, they're giving people that personalized listening experience that's so popular these days.
But they're also building on their strengths in satellite radio and live content.
What does this mean for their competition?
That's the big question.
Yeah, like Spotify, Apple Music, even traditional radio.
By expanding beyond the car, SiriusXM is directly competing with those giants.
It's a bold move.
It could really shake things up in the audio world.
This is more than just subscriber numbers.
Mm.
It's about claiming their spot in a changing market.
Exactly.
And speaking of subscribers, let's talk about those changes to the subscriber experience.
Yeah, the click to cancel and the shorter introductory offers.
Is that a good thing or a risky move?
It's a big decision. It could mean they're really confident in their content.
That people will stay, even if it's easy to leave.
Right. Or it could mean they're having trouble keeping subscribers.
And they're trying to make it less painful to cancel.
It's a high-stakes gamble.
But if it works, it can be huge.
Yeah, if they can turn casual listeners into loyal subscribers.
They'll be less dependent on those introductory offers.
And they're putting their money where their mouth is with all that investment in premium content.
Those sports and podcasting partnerships.
They're attracting specific audiences who will pay for exclusive content.
It's a smart strategy in a media world where everyone's fighting for attention.
By focusing on niche content and personalities.
They're creating communities of passionate listeners.
Exactly. It's not just about mass appeal anymore.
Yeah.
It's about targeted engagement.
It's like they're creating a curated audio universe.
With something for everyone.
But it's not just random. It's carefully chosen to appeal to specific tastes.
Like a high-end department store for audio.
I like that analogy.
You've got luxury brands, specialty boutiques, hidden gems.
It's a destination for people who really care about what they listen to.
Exactly.
It's a good way to stand out. But all this investment has to be balanced with keeping costs down.
Right. How do they manage that?
How are they staying efficient while still being innovative?
They're tackling it head on.
Those $200 million in savings.
That's not an accident. They're looking deep into their operations to find ways to be more efficient.
Streamlining processes, optimizing technology, improving their organizational structure.
It's about doing more with less.
And they're aiming for another $200 million in savings by the end of 2025.
They're committed to efficiency for the long term.
This combination of financial discipline and strategic thinking is impressive.
It is.
But it's not just about numbers.
Right?
It's about how they use those resources to create a great experience for listeners.
That's the key takeaway.
They're not just trying to be bigger.
They're trying to be better.
Investing in their future.
Not just technology and content.
But also their relationship with their listeners.
Right.
They're building a community.
And that could be the key to their success.
I think so too. It's a powerful idea.
They're creating loyal fans who feel connected to SiriusXM.
People who want to see what they do next.
Speaking of what's next,
Yes.
what if we put on our prediction hats for a minute
Ooh, I like this.
and think about a crazy trade idea?
Okay, let's get wild. But this is just for fun.
Of course, not financial advice, just a thought experiment.
So what's your crazy trade idea?
Here's the setup. The market seems to be undervaluing SiriusXM right now.
What do you mean?
They're focused on the short-term subscriber numbers
Okay.
and not seeing the big picture.
The long-term potential of their strategy.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm listening. So how do we play this?
What if we buy call options on SiriusXM
Call options.
with a strike price a little higher than the current price?
So we're betting the stock price will go up. Why not just buy the stock?
Leverage call options let us control more stock with less money.
So if the stock price goes up,
We make more money?
we're basically betting on SiriusXM's success.
Right, we're betting the market will eventually recognize their value.
High risk, high reward.
Exactly. But remember, this is all hypothetical.
Of course. Do your own research.
Like-
Talk to a financial advisor. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
All good points.
Just having some fun here, exploring the possibilities.
Right. It's about getting you thinking about the future of audio entertainment.
Well, on that note, let's bring things back down to earth.
Okay.
What does all this mean for the average listener?
What should they be thinking about? For the average listener, this means Sirius XM is not just about satellite radio in your car anymore.
Right.
They're building a whole audio world that you can take with you.
Like they're saying, hey, we have all this amazing stuff. Music talk shows, sports podcasts, everything.
And you can listen however you want. At home, at the gym, on the go.
Exactly. And they're really focusing on making the experience good for the listener.
Yeah, all those changes to the subscription.
The easy cancellation, the shorter introductory offers.
It shows they're putting the listener first.
It's a nice change.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of companies just try to lock you into a subscription.
It'd make it hard to leave.
But SiriusXM's doing the opposite.
They're betting on their content and their service.
That if you like it, you'll stay.
It's a bold move.
That it could really pay off.
Imagine switching between satellite radio in your car and streaming on your phone.
Seamlessly. With one subscription.
That's a pretty good deal.
People want that kind of convenience these days.
And it's not just about the technology.
They're also investing in the content.
Making sure there's something for everyone.
Sports, music, podcasts, you name it.
And they're not just throwing anything together.
They're curating it,
Partnering with big names.
creating exclusive stuff you can't get anywhere else.
They want to stand out in a crowded market.
So the takeaway for listeners is this.
Sirius XM is changing.
And they're changing fast.
They're not just satellite radio anymore.
They're a multi-platform audio powerhouse.
Ready to shake things up.
Keep an eye on them.
Watch their subscriber numbers, their ad revenue.
See how those efficiency changes work out.
Those are the signs of their success.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Is this the start of SiriusXM becoming the Netflix of audio?
They're making a lot of the right moves.
They have the content, the technology, the vision.
It all comes down to execution now.
It's definitely a journey worth watching.
It's a great time to be into audio.
The future is wide open.
And SiriusXM is leading the way. They're really making it clear that they want to be more than just satellite radio in your car.
It's almost like they're saying, we've got all this amazing stuff and we want you to listen to it on your terms.
Yeah, exactly. On your phone, on your computer, at home, in the car, wherever.
And they're actually making it easier to do that with all these changes to the subscriptions.
Right, the easy cancellation, the shorter introductory offers.
It feels like they're really putting the listener first.
It's refreshing to see that, honestly, a lot of companies make it so hard to cancel a subscription.
Like they're trying to trap you.
Exactly. But SiriusXM seems to be doing the opposite. They're confident that you'll want to stay.
If you like the content and the service, you'll stick around.
That's the idea. It's a bold strategy, but it could really work.
Imagine being able to switch between satellite radio in your car and streaming on your phone.
Seamlessly with one subscription.
That's the kind of flexibility people want these days.
And it's not just about convenience. They're also putting a lot of effort into the content itself.
Making sure there's something for everyone.
Whether you're into sports or music or podcasts.
They've got you covered.
And it's not just random content either.
Right, it's curated and exclusive.
They're partnering with big names and creating unique experiences.
So what's the bottom line for the average listener?
SiriusXM is changing rapidly.
They're not just a satellite radio company anymore.
They're becoming a full-blown audio powerhouse.
And they're ready to make some waves in the entertainment world.
Pay attention to what they're doing.
Watch those subscriber numbers and that ad revenue.
And see how those efficiency initiatives play out.
Those are the things that will tell the story of their success. So before we wrap this up, I have to ask, is this the beginning of SiriusXM becoming the Netflix of audio?
That's a great question. They're certainly building something that has the potential to dominate the market.
They have the content, the technology, and the vision.
Now it's all about execution.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
This is a really exciting time to be following the audio industry.
The future is wide open.
And SiriusXM is one of the companies leading the charge.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into SiriusXM's Q4 2024 earnings call.
We hope you found it insightful.
And maybe even a little bit inspiring.
As always, remember, this is not financial advice.
Always consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
We just wanted to spark your curiosity.
And get you thinking about the future of audio entertainment.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep diving deep.